And we're back. And we're alone, I guess. Check out this unbelievable store I'm in. So this is like the kosher store before anyone comes in. A quick gotta get the name. This is like the only kosher store in New Orleans. An amazing place called Kosher Cajun. You should definitely check it out. Ravid, and we're back. And we're back. She was school of show. You locked it? Go. All right. So, anyways, amazing store, Kosher Cajun. Very suggested if you're ever in New Orleans. This is like the place to be. Okay, Shiva School of Show, Wartime ZOOMSHTEIG number 98. Wow. Wartime ZOOMSHTEIG number 98 over here. Then we're back. And we're back. Shiva School of Show. Now we're learning in the schos of the hostages and but of all the soldiers all around the platter who are trying to free the hostages. We are on Bava Basra. We're in Kosher Cajun, the greatest kosher restaurant in all of New Orleans. Lush? On the background. I'll show him again. Look at this. Unbelievable. We're here around Gayan this entire trip, and now we get here. Some yeshivish. This kid is so yeshivish, you're not going to believe where he keeps his phone. Whatever. You got the phone right here. Can I show this here?
This restaurant
no charge. Look at this kid right here. Have you ever seen such a yeshivish?
Right?
Yeah.
The restaurant is in mid-air.
Bava Basra. Okay. So we're in the middle of the Gra. But before we get to the Gra, I want to just see the story in the Gemara one more time. The Gra is an interpretation of the Gemara. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to really understand the Gemara. So I'd like to see it just again. We saw the Rashbam, I think, twice already. We're just keep on chazering this story just because it's such a wild story. So I like to start this year and with just like with the Agadita that we're going to be dealing with. Amar Rabba says, Ishtaili Nichusi Yama. The Yordeh Hayam, they went to the seafarers. I was talking to them. And he says, Bengal, plus Mea Parsi. Viruma plus Mea Parsi. He says between each wave is 300 parsim, which is like 1,000 miles. Crazy. And the height is 1,000 miles. 300 parsi. Zimnacha da havazlinan beorcha. So there was one time, Schlegs, that this seafarer says we were going in the path, right? Now, the Hagos at Tziyunim over here says, nah, it must be that it's a misprint. And what they really meant is that they're going in the boat. Because what do you mean you're going in the path? There's no path in a boat. What does that mean? I remember we saw yesterday the gain said a difference between derech and orach. The derech is Rishayim and orach is for tzaddikim. So when they're saying Azina B'orcha, we're going in the path, meaning we're going the good path. We're doing tshuva. But what happens? The Dalin on Gola ad Chazina beim Revazah to Koch Vazuto. It takes us up to the house to see the house of a small star, like small fig. So this is the last idea that we saw that the Gra explained that what it means is that like since he was like steiging, all of a sudden the Yitzhar is lifting up his heart, making him all arrogant. Oh, look how stark I am, So much non-kosher food here in New Orleans, and I come to the kosher restaurant. Look how stark I am. Would be a svara that I might have had we not seen that the gain tells us that's what the Yitzhar's trick is. So they even started to get like, oh, look how stark I am. I'd be like, oh no, that's classic Gates of Haram. That's the classic Gates of Haram. Okay. The rest of the story, by the way, is what we're going to see in the Gra today. Up until now, we've seen. So he gets. Let's see if we can maybe figure something out. So they see, right? So it lifted the wave lifted them up, but we still don't know what's shot. Lifted them up to see a small star. Rebbetzin Ravashkin, can I please have the portable charger? I sometimes call Rivka Rebbetzin Ravashkin. What? Oh, the keg. All right, here are the keys.
Quick cue.
Sure. What?
Quick question.
Please.
Where on the daf are we holding?
Good question. So we're on Ayin Gimel, Amud Aleph, about 9 lines up. The Chazina Be Marvise, the Koch Vazuta, the Havyali Kimivazer Arbain Girue Bizarra.
Thank you.
So this Bizra is like is 40 core, which we said is like that my dad says like, I don't know, like 4,000 eggs worth of space. Okay, so really, if a Yid has access to a Jastro now, I wouldn't mind to see what a Bet Zion race is, Bazar or Bit or Mevazer or Giruye of Chardula of. So it's like the small, like to make 40 core. 40 core is an amount. To make 40 core of mustard seeds is the smallest of all seeds that you can make 40 core of in like the smallest amount of space. So it's the tiniest star, right? So why is it? What are we talking about? Mustard over here. We know one thing about mustard. Where do we know about mustard in the Torah?
Oh, Abraham.
Oh, Hundo P. Abraham. He was giving tongue with mustard. The Chardula. The Idalinan Tfei Habamaklina Mehevle. So it seems to be that if it like lifted me. Now Dalinan is to draw. So if it drew me higher, then what, would have ran out of air or something? Or maybe like the heat of the, maybe it's talking about the heat of the star.
I got
So maybe
Bazar.
talking about, yeah, Bazar.
Do we want to say it? I actually found it.
Yeah, hit me. Hit us.
Jastro jackpot.
Yo, so I asked the question, we talking about mustard. I said, where do we see mustard in the Torah? You know? Where? Please got this right. Mustard? Yeah, where do we see a reference to mustard in the Torah? Oh, Abraham, she got it. Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah, the tongues. Mustard and tongues. Amazing. Shkaya, I'm so proud of you guys. Yeah, what's a bizra?
It refers from that word to bizak with a kuf, and then it says to cast or shoot a mass of fragments, and it says, it quotes our Gemara.
Yeah.
Ki mivizak arba'in girui de barzala, and there was a flash as if one shot 40 arrows of iron. Like one scattering 40 measures of mustard. It's from a confusion of which two versions.
First of all, if it's Bazak, we haven't seen. I'm very happy that we actually just showed that. We haven't seen the Gra. We'll see what the Gra does with this. I don't see anywhere here where it says Bazak. But if we have Bazak, so where do we see the word Bazak? We learned it when we're doing Chagiga. It says Kamareha Bazak. We're talking about the angels, the Merkava of Yechezkel. It talks about the Bazak.
What's Bazak?
Like, I don't know. I always thought the Bazak was like lightning. But it says Kimivazer Arbani. So what does Jastro say over here from our Gemara?
Jastro quotes our line.
Yeah.
and it says, and it teaches that as, and there was a flash as if one shot 40 arrows of iron. And then it says, ki mivizar gerure de chardala, like one scattering 40 measures of mustard. I don't know if that's later on or whatever, but
No, it's right here, mustard.
yeah.
So giruye, by the way, that was another word that I wasn't sure about, and I was hoping that maybe we can get Jasper jackpot. So giruye, right, is an arrow. So it's a flash, like 40 arrows of flesh of uh of of mustard.
40 arrows of iron.
So maybe this is talking about the shining of this small star. Iron, you say? Iron? But Arbine? 40 Arbine? Okay, so 40 arrows, something with mustard, and maybe it's talking about the shining of the star. We'll see the grass, see what it is. The idolin on tfei, and if it brought us any higher, we would have been hit. Maklinon, mihevle, we would have been like afflicted by its, so either lack of air or maybe its shiningness, right? Mihevle, Baramila gala kala and the wave said to his friend, he said, Chavirti, Shavakdamidi, Ba'amadalo, Shavakde, Nechi, the Nesiana, the Nechreve, right? Is there anything that you let, right? They called to his friends. He's like, yo, if there's anything that you left in this world that you didn't destroy, leave it for me and I'll come and I'll destroy it. Right? He says, go look at how strong the Abishter is. Look at the Gavur of the Abishter. Even if the world is full of sin, even if the world is full of sin, I think that's what it means. The Malay Chota Chala, thick sinners, maybe, or vinegar sinners. Now we know that chala, vinegar, is like a reference to like someone who's like doesn't do a lot of mitzvahs. There is this one guy in the Gemara, and he's like I'm a chala bar chamra, like my tati is a beautiful, delicious wine. Me, he's like I'm not as good. I'm just like some vinegar, you know. So I think that's what's referencing in vinegar. What imagine that? Oh no, sorry. Chota is not a sin, it's a string. Even if it was, I can't even leave the water. He's like, I've been so high, he thought that he was like about to like destroy the entire flat earth. He's like, nah, bro, I can't even leave like the water one thread length. Because this bazuk, what, you're not gonna fear this? I put chol, there's a gavul yam. They can never get by. Okay, so that's good chazah on that Gemara, on that shtick. And now we go and we get to see the sweet gain. Right. So it says the wave brought him up. The Gruss says, what's the wave? The wave is the test. And what's the orach? He says, well, here's the pasuk, right? This is actually a pasuk in Mishlei, in Perek Dalet, right? Or tzadikim or noga holech, or anachonayom v'derech rishayim. So there's the orach tzadikim and the derech rishayim. Rivka mentioned yesterday, derech maybe is dark. I said, oh, maybe orach is or, you know. But so we thought that it was a misprint in the Gemara when it says path. What path? They're both. What path? What path in the water? No. It says the Gra is not talking about a path. It's a reference to the path of tzaddikim. They were going in the water. They were going in the Olam Hazeh. and it was tough. They were mamish in this world, in the physicality, and they're getting tested, and the wave comes, and he's going on the path. He's going in the path of tzaddikim. He's going in the orach, and all of a sudden the wave, the Yetzer Hara, the shluchim of the Yetzer Hara picks him up, makes him think he's so great. So we got arrogance, right? Rabbi Rash, do we have a pikton? Okay. So ad de chazinon, until we saw mirbaza de kaich vezuta. We saw now mirbasa the kaich vezuta. Again, very, very, very strange lashon. And the Gemara says mirbaza is shchivo. Like we saw, like where he was resting, right? Now, what is the Rashbam? That's what the Rashbam says in the Gra, but in the actual in our Rashbam, it says mirvaz is a shchino, and then there are two other options. Maybe it's talking about like a shchino, or maybe it's talking about shichno, like this house. But the Gra. So look, guys, just so we see like what we're learning, see the book is very gishmak. So we have here is like the Gemara. This is the Gemara. This is the Rashbam, and this is the Gra. The Rashbam here, he brings shrivo, which is not necessarily, but that's not what the Rashbam says in the Gemara. The Rashbam in the Gemara, he actually said Shrino. You guys see that? Shrino? And the Lagos Gatzunim says, oh, it could be some people say Shrivo, and some people say Shrino, like Shruno, like his neighborhood. Okay, so you see where the Kochazuta, where the small star is, right? Ad Chazina, we see where it was chilling. Oh, we could have maybe guessed this one. I should have said, where do we know about stars in the Torah? Obviously, compared to stars, right? Compared to stars in the sky. So we saw the small stars. What does that mean?
Yosef's sign.
Yosef's sign. Oh, very good. So they saw, because Yisrael is Nimshal to Kochavim. I'm Yisrael. Right? Like it says in Megillah, Dav Tezayin. Nafol people live on of the pasuk that will fall before you. Rabbi Yehuda, but Rabbi Eli, Rabbi Yehuda, son of Rabbi Eli, says, Ad Eli says, Shtei nefilos elu, lama. Why do we need those two nefilos? Milamed she amrulo. It said to him, so this nation, we are also compared to dust and dirt, but we're also compared to stars. When we go down, when the Yid falls and has the Yerida, he goes until the Afar, until the ground, right? Until the dirt. But when Am Yisrael is Ayla, Dad, where do they Ayla to? The stars, and we go up. Am Yisrael is Nimshal. Also the stars, also the dirt. When we go down, you locked it? When we go down till the ground, so the dirt. When we go up, I would think up to the Kochavim. Nah, it says the gain up to the Rakia. Because we know that the Kochavim are in the Rakia. There's a machlekes that we saw in the early days of Yeshiva's Gula Show, when we were still at Rachamim. And we saw this machlekes Gemara in Pesachim Daf Tzadi Gimel, Tzadi Dalet Amabez. One of those pages over there. And it says machlekes to Chachmei Yisrael and the Chachmei Umas HaOlam. And the machlokes is when the like how do the stars move? What does it mean? Is it that the rakia is moving and the stars are stationary, or the stars are moving and the rakia is stationary? But we said many, many years ago in the very beginning, Yeshiva School of Shoal, right after, and this was like after the first time that Mickey told me about the flat Earth sugya, and I brushed him away. I'm like, flat Earth, what are you talking about? It's nonsense, it's psyop. But then we randomly saw this Gemara, and we're like, wow, even in this machlokas, there's no machlokas that the Earth is flat. It's just how the rakia works. Right, how the firmament works in relation to the stars, but the Kuli Alma flat. Do you want to come learn with us? We have a very big schus, the owner of the store, or worker, wife of the owner, brother, sister, brother-in-law. Perfect. What's your name? Jennifer. So we were saying what?
Either Simcha or Jennifer.
I like both. Simcha Jennifer over here is holding down Yiddishkeit for this whole community in New Orleans. It's a huge schus to have you in Shir. New mikvah, all the Nidas in Shir to come here. So we're learning this unbelievable story. Did you ever hear of Agados Rabba Bar Chana?
Yes.
Right. So it's the fifth parak of Maseches Bava Basra, right? And the Gemara is telling us these wild stories. Oh, you can please come learn with us. We got another Yid wearing his Zelda shirt. What's your name, Rabid? What?
Yaakov Steinberg from Chicago.
Yaakov Steinberg, here, take this one. Take this Gemara. Ayin Zayin, Ayin Gilel, but right now we're learning the Gra's Perish on this Gemara, right? The Gra, Slick says that. No pressure. No pressure. You can just listen. If you're looking for a yeshiva that's going to pressure you, there's a bunch of yeshivas that pressure people to get the poisonous clickety clacks, So no pressure, of course. We're honored to have you. A Yid from Chicago. My mom's from Chicago. Kirshner, you know Kirshner?
Kirshner?
Yeah.
Did they own a catering?
Yeah, Kirshner Catering. That's my cousin.
Nice.
Yiddish Jewish geography. I'm telling you. Gavaldik. Yes, that's my cousin. Michael?
Michael, yes.
Michael Kirshner.
Yes.
Gavaldik.
My parents are very close to Doug.
What's your name, Steinberg?
Yeah.
It's an honor. For real. Okay. So, I'm Shmuel Harrington. Shmuel, yeah. It's an honor, bro. It's really nice to meet you. Okay. So, we saw some. No, it's perfect. It's perfect. All right. Mr. Ravash. All right. I'm leaving. Okay. So we say like this. Am Yisrael is Nimshal. It says to dust and to stars. When we fall, we go down to the dust. When we go up to the rakia, to the firmament. Ukmoshe Kosev at Tzadikim, right? Like the Tzadikim say, I'm telling you, the grudge is quoting a pasuk in the Neil here. He says, "Umadige harabim kekochavim la'aylam va'ed." So someone who is matzik the rabim, right? Like, by the way, this amazing store that is being matzik the rabim, giving kosher food for all of the Jews who want to come through this neighborhood. So they shine like stars, are kochavim forever, are like stars forever. The nidmet linchos yama hakadan shebanu gadol meod. So someone who goes down to the water, right, is a metaphor. So what we're learning. Do you ever hear of the Agadas of Rabbi Barchana? All right. So in the fifth parak of Basra, there are these wild stories. It's okay. No pressure. So in Bava Basra, there are these stories in the fifth parak, mind-blowing stories. No one understands what they're talking about. It's so cryptic. The Gra wrote an explanation. So this story, I'll give you a quick run through. Is that Rabbi Barchana was talking to a seafarer, and the seafarer said, between each wave is 300 parsa, which is like thousands of miles. Something. That was right. And it was going in a path. And the Gemara says, when you mean path, the Gemara says, maybe it's talking about going in the boat. Like, no, going in the path of tzaddikim. And when it uses the word orach, path, it's talking about tzaddikim. When it uses the word derech for path, it's talking about Rashayim. according to this pasuk in Mishnah in the fourth parak. What? Oh no, Brett, no problem. This was really great.
Nice to meet you.
Much love.
Nice
Enjoy
meeting you.
Chicago. Gewaltig steigen with you, Rabbi. Okay, so the wave lifted him up, and that means that he was getting arrogant. It lifted him up to a star, and that's like Ta'am Yisrael, right? The star. And so he's saying like this. He's saying that for someone who goes into the water, someone who is like really, really like shakua and in like the depths of physicality and Olam Hazeh, for such a yid, even if he sees, for such a person, yid, not yid, I think he's talking to a non-yid right here. Rabbi Ranat is talking to a seafarer. Maybe he's a yid, gliding, but someone who's so enveloped in physicality, if he sees even the smallest, most humble yid, it looks to him like a great giant star. Even if it's the smallest star, but it's a yid. It's in the rakia. It's a yid who's doing well. Okay, he's the smallest one of all the yidden who are doing well. He's the least. But still, someone who's in the water, someone who's like the physicality of Olam Hazeh and is trapped, he sees a yid, even a small yid, is like, oh my God, look how much light is coming, emanating from this yid. Okay, so he says, Havi Kamevazer Arbain Girue Bizera Bizarra de Chardula. So we said that it's like that it was like shining like 40 arrows of mustard. Mustard, you say? So let's see. This was a hard shtickle. Base Zera Arbaim Core. Shalchardo Dinaviji Migol Shar Zraim. There's a lot of Zraim. It was basically maybe he's talking about the shining. And this is Maklina Mihevle Nisr Choma Kochav. There might be a Rashbam here in the garage version that doesn't exist in Basra, or we just skipped it. But it says that it would have been hit with its hevel, and we're like, what is hevel? Like no air? No. Says the Rashbam in the garage version, right? They would have been burned by the heat of the kaicha, right? So, but before that, mevazer ba'arbain grei. It says, right? Like it says in Bava Kama Daf Yizai. I'm telling you, the Grush is quoting from everywhere. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Mishum Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Rabbi Yochanan said, "Nishum Rechai." Ma'adir said, "What's shot in the pasuk? Ashreichem Zorei Al Kol Mayim." Every pasuk that talks about water here, the Grush is just like bringing in, and like making say like this is really like mind-boggling how unbelievable the Grush is. I'm so misspelled. So it says, fortunate are them who plant on all water. Mishlechei regel shor v'chamor. They're sending the foot of the ox and the donkey. Kola ozek. So what does that mean? Kola ozek b'Torah ugemilas chasadim. Everyone who's dealing with Torah and gemilas chasadim is zeichet to the nachala of two shevets. Bava Kama Yud Zayin. Okay, I don't have a shot something from the car. But so let's see what he's saying. He's saying like this: "Is the chora bepashtus the crowd, the pashtus of the pasuk, v'chein bedrasjas milas kol." So they're being a darshan because it says, "Oh, it's such a good deal by the gra." It says, "Fortunate are you who plant on all water, kol mayim." Says the gra. Why do you need the word kol on all water? right? Just say water. Why does he say kol mayim? So it seems like it's extra, right? It should have said plant on water, right? So Torah is compared to water because Torah is like water. Why is Torah like water?
Sends from the highest way.
That's it says from high place to low place. That's good. Another reason Torah is like water is the ground. Because it purifies whoever learns it, just like water can purify. So too, Torah purifies. Rivka over here is being like on the graph. Nah, no, it's a good nikuda. It's a good nikuda though. Like water, right? Kemosha Kosov, like it says in Brachos Tazayin. Lama Reb Chama Bar Chanina, Lama Nizmecha Oalim L'Nachalim. So why in the Torah do they talk about Tumas Ohel, right? What did they talk about Tumas Ohel in the Torah? Somewhere in Midbar, I'm going to say Chukas, Pashut Chukas. And then they talk about the Nachala, like who can inherit which thing. So why did the Gemara Baruch says why are these things compared? Because it says Kinachalim nityo kiganas alai nahar keolim nata Hashem. Well, because it says that the Nachalim, or by the way, Nachalim it could be inheritance, but could also be like a river, a Nachal Armon, as they're an Arnon or something. Arnon, right? So, like waters, they planted, like a garden. It was on me. This nahar, this water, so it says nachlim and olim, right? So maybe he's talking about why is this pasuk? Why is there a pasuk that's talking about a river and talking about a ohel, right? 10 that Hashem planted. So Lomar, I tell you, Ma nachalim. Oh, this is actually amazing for the mikvah. We're just learning about why the Torah is talking about the ohel. Why is a tent compared to a river? It says just like a river takes a person from the Dara up olim, so to the ohel. The ohel so Torah, the tent of the base measures. It's malam as the adam. It brings a human. Mikaf chova lekaf schos. The person could be very. Right, he could be Rasha Chas v'Shalom, but he learns a little Torah and it brings him to become a tzaddik. And there's a new mikveh here in New Orleans.
It is brand new. Never had a community.
Is it the first time?
Yep.
When was it built? How long ago?
Just opened in
Recently. Gewaldig. Okay. So sometimes it occurs to a person. Take of adam lumod hu nitayr. A person can think slings like this. A person can think zigri arizalman like this. A person can think tati like this. That the second the person starts learning, boom, all of a sudden he thinks that that's it. He's completely pure now. A person might think that immediately. And the Yetzer Hara is already gone. He's like, oh, I'm just stagging Torah. I'm knocking in the base measures over here. What Yetzer Hara? The Yetzer Hara's got nothing on the Yid, he could think. Lekach Ne'emar. That's why it says, Al Kol Mayim. That's why it says, on all water. Oh, this is Rivka's there. Rivka's like, it's not all water. Right? Rivka's like, no, it's only living water. Mayim Chayim. Alternatively, 40 saw. By the way, Rev got nowhere to be seen. But when she goes back, we'll tell her that she said a good stickle earlier. Okay. I like this diagonal steak. Did you guys see me or is it making you dizzy? Kind of like on a boat.
See it clearly? 10 minutes left.
Oh my god, I am not a pirate, but I want to be. By the way, okay, I want to say one joke. It's unbelievable that who's telling us all these stories about boats? Rabba Bar Khana. He sounds like a pirate, right? Okay. So it says that's why it says all water, right? Because just only some water, only if it's 40 sa, does the water purify. So mayim shekogu la'olabam, it has to be 40 sa is the amount that all water that your entire body can be covered by it. Kach v'tayra ad shekol gubo yuchatash ke'amran nimshal lechardal. Yo, okay. So I just want to say that the Gra was a real genius and lived 300 years ago, and we are just trying to understand maybe like a little bit of what he's even talking about. It's unbelievable what he just said here. He says just like only specific water, yeah, water purifies a person, but only if it covers his whole body. So too, Torah can start purifying if you learn a little bit, but don't think that just you start learning it immediately, Torah leaves you. Torah only really purifies a person when his whole body is yuchtash. I mean, smashed in Torah, I think, right? Nah. Yuchtash, katisha is like smashing. Amram, and that's what it says. Nimshal kardal, they compare it to like to mustard. Mustard is smashed, pulverized.
And shaman is like steaming.
All right. Zohar, steaming. We'll get to that in Zohar shir.
What's the word for the smash?
Yuchtash. And we know that word when we sing Shabbos Miros. Yehei katish, right? And lehit katesh. I remember when I read the Iliad in Hebrew, it means to spar. Lehit katesh. Okay. Anyways, ma'achardal. What? Right? What a chardal is mar is bitter. The only time a yid can eat a mustard is not by eating the seed; it's too bitter. But if you pulverize it, if you smash it, so then it's delicious mustard. Kain hatayra, madeshes kochol shaladam. The Torah also brings a person to weakness. My uncle Eliezer Mordechai, he would say, I used to be when I was in Wall Street, I would work a whole day and I wouldn't be tired. I could spend 3 extra hours in the office and I wouldn't be tired at all. He's like, now I gotta take a nap in after Seder Torah. I'm so tired after learning Torah. Torah, it makes a person so sloppy. It makes a person, when a person's learning Torah, that's why Rish Lakish, after he accepted the Torah, maybe he couldn't jump as far. Right? Kosher goes to Razal, like because I was like, Lama Nikra Shema Toshia. Why is this is the name of Hashem called Toshia? Shema just go Adam because it makes a person's strength, it makes it go down, right? Shema just go Adam v'chein darshu al shemen. The Rebbitzin, it says the King Darsho Shemen Zayizach Kastis, that the oil, olive oil, pure, smashed. Katit, right? Remember we say katit? So in Aramaic it's katish because it's tough in the shin sometimes. Okay. That's why okay, whatever. That's why it says like the shining of 40 arrows of 40 arrows of mustard. What is happening? Says the Gra. Chardal ramzu. So mustard is a remez to pulverizing, crushing the bitterness of the Yitzhara. Right? The old Torah, with the yoke of Torah. The chayvel V'chayvel shemen al hayetzer. Mibnei oladora. So it's like chovel. It like it ties the oil of the Yetzer because of the oil of Torah. The Yetzer can't be so greasy with us. We hold him back. We got all of Torah. What's the Yetzer trying to grease up like a freaking sea monster up in here, you know? The oil of Torah, he's got nothing. The Arbain Giruye, 40, we said 40 arrows perhaps. Who, or maybe it's not arrows. I don't know, because it's the sheer shel meitara. Oh, the reason it's 40 is because the mikvah is 40 sa. So that's the sheer of Tara of the Torah. The Torah is compared to water. Givaldik. The idalin on tfei, if the wave would have picked us even higher up, we would have been burned by the heat of the star. Kisovo umadrega. Wow. If you get a person that's gaiva, it's brought up, arrogance, ego. The end of the arrogance, that's anger. You gotta remember that, guys. That anger, according to the Gra, is the end destination of arrogance. You know? The Omer, when it says Kolak always, everyone who has kas, who has anger, chas v'shalom v'aleinu, shchina mistalekes nimenu, the shchina leaves him. The Omer b'tainis, and it says in tainis, hait sorba b'rabanan. Uh-oh.
You're not charging.
I am. It's charging, but it's still going down. It's a wild thing. How much time do we have left?
Got 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Okay. This Shorba Mirabanan, like this is Lamdin. It's called like a fiery rabbi, you know. The Radach Oraiza, the Radach Rabbi. So the reason that sometimes Talmidei Chachamim get angry is because the fire of Torah is burning inside of them. But the real Talmud Chacham maybe knows how to handle it. V'zeh Omar, that's what it says in the Linan Tfei. It gets even higher. Midas Agaiva, we would have been burned completely from the fire of anger. The Ramile Kala Gala Kala Chaverti is like, did you leave anything in the world that you didn't destroy? I'll go and destroy a Perush. When the wave and the test begins to control a person, right? His gaiva, his arrogance, anger. In Zaruch legal she'avar klum. Hinachdu l'shum adam shelo afachdo l'ra. Amrle legal. Oh, so he says like this wave, this test says to the last test, yo, did you leave anything in this? Like, did you leave anyone that you didn't like make evil with your anger? Go see the strength of your master, because I can't go anywhere we're not allowed to. The tzaddikim are compared to the sand. Remember talking about the sand? They can't pass the sand. The water, the test, they cannot pass the sand. Right? That's in Bava Zion. Rabbi Yehuda Nasiya, Rama Deshura Adirabaran. He like did something. Amar Rashbal Rabbanan Lo Tzrichi Netirusa. Rashbal says the rabbis don't even need to be guarded. You know, we don't need to go to the army. We don't need to be guarded. The rabbi. I'm not saying we, saying them, right? Because it says this Faram Michol, your bavoon, right? It says that they're going to be more than sand, maybe. Ella elu ma'aseim shel tzaddikim. It's the actions of the tzaddikim. Farim Michol, your boon, that they're more than sand. The good actions, right? The Kavach Omer, it's the Kavach Omer. Machol Shemuad, even though sand is so small and it protects the entire sea from taking over the whole world. Ma'aseyim shel tzaddikim, the actions of tzaddikim, that they're even more than sand, so they're going to protect the world. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu, The Masim of the Tzaddikim should protect Am Yisrael. Ve'omer, when it says in Sukkah, Daf Nun Beis, Amar Rabbi Azi, something b'techila. Oh, the Yetzer Hara. I love this Gemara. At the beginning, it looks like a little strand. Like we said, I can't leave a strand. Says the girl, oh, I know strands. In one other place, in the end of Gemara Sukkah, that at the beginning, the Yetzer Hara, it looks like, right? It looks like a tiny strand. Right, that's what it looks like. But then once they sin, like it's easy. I'll do one sin and I'll be able to stop. But then it starts looking like a mountain. But the tzaddikim, they never sin, even a tiny strand. The Yetzer Hara of a person, it's stronger on him every day. You think you're strong wave? You think you're strong Yetzer Hara shliach? To try to get us. Then look how strong Kadosh Baruch Hu is. Shenemar, because it doesn't Basra. Ha'ozi lo tira'u ne'um Hashem. What? You're not going to fear me? Imivnei lo techilu. What? Before me, you're not going to shake. I put a gvul to the sea, and they can't pass it. Perish. Madua lo tira'u mimeni. Why wouldn't you fear from me? The Im Tomar. And if you're going to think that the Yetzer Hara eno maniach osam, the Yetzer Hara doesn't let us fear Hashem, right? The Yetzer Hara gives all this taiva and we can't fear Hashem. Didn't I say that? Like even these small sands won't let the Yetzer Hara out, won't let the wave out. So do the maximum of the tzaddikim to protect the whole world, right?
20 seconds left.
The tzaddikim in so late. The Yetzer Hara is not going to have any shlita on the tzaddikim. We're gonna finish this grad tomorrow, Mir Hashem, Shir 99, and we're gonna get to the next part of the Gemara. Shkayach Gadol. This is Moradik as